Hello YouTube, this is Tammy Pie and I'm back for another video. I'm hoping this even works because next door I think they're like moving everything. It's an electric company next door, so I think they have a bunch of giant equipment. Anyway, so I released a video yesterday, day before yesterday, unboxing my new Sasha Lopez deck, the When Olga Speaks Oracle. And before I had even finished filming that, my daughter sent me a message going, there's a tsunami warning, which there's tsunami warnings actually fairly often here where we live on an island, but in general they're not that big of a deal. But this one, because the earthquake that created the tsunami was so powerful, there was an earthquake in Russia, I believe it was 8.8 on the Richter scale, and the more powerful the earthquake, the more damaging the tsunami can be. So we decided to grab a bunch of stuff and move higher up, because where the Jiu-Jitsu Academy is maybe 10 feet above sea level. So if there's going to be flooding, we were probably going to get it. And the tsunami damage can be really, really intense. What happens is, because the force is coming from below the level, the surface of the ocean, the strength of the water and the currents coming in and out can be really, really damaging. You can lose buildings, cars. People were being asked to leave the low-lying areas, and businesses were closing. The harbors across the islands were being emptied out. The military was leaving. Our little Honokaha harbor, all the boats have to get out, because what happens is, as the water goes down, it can be damaging to the boats, but even more damaging when the water comes up. The hulls aren't designed to be above water without some kind of protection, or like a trailer holding them up. They're built for in the water to bob. Anyway, so it was an opportunity. I thought, oh wow, this is one of those situations. People go, well, if you could only have 10 decks on a desert island, if you could only take 10 decks, and while in Yakima, I did have the experience of being close to forest fires. And when it came to fire, I didn't even grab a tarot deck. I just was like, okay, family, a little bit of water, something to eat for the younger kids. That's it, the end. But I do have like an emergency file that has like birth certificate, marriage certificate, insurance papers, stuff like that. That I could grab, because with a tsunami you get the warning a little, it was hours until it got there. So we had hours to get up to high ground, and we have, plenty of friends that live up the hill. So we had planned to take the baby and all the accoutrement that you need with a baby. And then my son-in-law packed up like some extra stuff in case this building did get demolished and we didn't have anything. He wanted to make sure that there was enough to be comfortable up at our friend's house for a week or whatever. So I grabbed some tarot decks. Mostly I grabbed them from in here. I was actually over in the office filming, and I thought, I'm going to grab this one and this one. And the ones I grabbed were, I thought this was so interesting too. I grabbed the Healing Waves. I grabbed my 3rd edition Spirit Keepers, and I grabbed the one that's in the Moonlit Fae bag just because I thought this was very, it was easy. It was small, compact, and easy. And I grabbed my Crystal Unicorn deck because I thought I really want soft decks. I mean, it was a weird situation. I was like, well, if I could never get this deck again, which maybe I can. I mean, now that I think about it, you could probably get a Temu version pretty easily. But, and then when we were back over here on this side, I had already put my bags in the car. I thought we were bing, bang, boom. I was ready to go. But they were still moving slowly. And I grabbed a couple more decks that were over here in the office. And I grabbed the PipSpeak Marseilles and the Playful Heart, which I both had up here. I grabbed the Witchbone Tarot because this is another one that I'll never see it again. And I grabbed, because I had this here, my Thoth, because you never have your first deck again. So maybe we'll look at some of these. Yeah, I've only got 6 minutes on here. So, okay. Let me just show you what I left in the box that I had over here. This is my 1st edition Stunning Tarot. I didn't take it with me. My new Cup of Contemplation cards. I didn't take it. My, by the same author, Julie, my Notorious JBG Pocket deck, my Caro Tarot, and my Egypticos Cayer, which these are both hard to get too, but I didn't take them, and my 2 Lenormand decks that I had in here. I did take my little Story in Color deck, in part because it was already in my bag, but when I thought, okay, I already have a Lenormand, so I don't need to take these. But I would have been devastated to lose any of these. I was watching Maureen from Waves of Your Soul, and she was showing the new 8th edition of the Stunning Tarot. I love the Stunning Tarot. Mine, though, is in pretty good condition because I have a big collection. So she said the reason she got the 8th edition is because hers was starting to show wear. And this is her favorite Junhasiri. I actually really love the original Junhasiri. But I love this deck, and I would have been really sad if we would have had flooding or I couldn't get to my decks. A lot of my decks are in plastic boxes. I put all the ones that are in bags in plastic boxes. Is this gonna, this whole thing might be moot because you're crooked. I imagine it's driving people crazy. But the Stunning Tarot, for me, this 1st edition is the Stunning Tarot. But I do kind of wish now that I had gotten that 8th edition, which of course is sold out now. And I had a couple days where I could have gotten it, but I didn't. I didn't bring my sparkly Lenormand. I showed this fairly recently. I love this Lenormand. This is such a cheerful, wonderful, happy deck. The dog, the key, the ring. The bear, the garden, the ship, the moon. Very thematic. I would have been so sad to lose this. And then, of course, my Cup of Contemplation cards. This is in the running for Deck of the Month. And this bag that Diane sent me when she sold me this deck is just gorgeous. But I have been using this a bunch. It's a great way to if you don't have a question, if it's just a daily draw or whatever, great deck for daily draw tarot reading. This is another one. I didn't even ask for this, but she sent me this Black Hand Lenormand. It's another one of these Lenormands that has the jokers and all the cards. So it doesn't necessarily work as like a solitaire deck for me that well. I could do it if I want to think, but it's a beautiful Lenormand and really nice black and white deck. I have been enjoying using this just here in the apartment, having fun. Of course, Tarot by Carol. So what I did here after I did Simon's the deck that tag was I brought Tarot by Carol and I brought Egypticos Caer over here, and I put them in order so that I could look at the Caer deck. I'm just going to do this real quickly and see if there was a way that the minors matched up to the meanings in a regular tarot. And I'm not sure that they do. I'm not entirely convinced. I'm going to pause here. So the reason I pause is because I want to keep these in the order they're in, because this is 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 10, Page, Knight, Queen, King. And I want to be able to continue the study to see if I see how they figured these ones out. But I left that one in the box because I didn't want to have too much to carry. I wanted to be able to carry one bag, because when you're leaving with potential disaster, it should be, I think a one bag rule is pretty safe. And here we have the Notorious JBG. I'm just going to show you some of these. This is a pocket deck. It's one I truly, truly love. And wouldn't have taken up too much room. But we have to pick and choose, right? So this one stayed in the box. And honestly, in my mind, I thought, this is not going to be the big disaster. You know, they have to kind of scare you to get people to move. Otherwise, people won't go. That is literally what happened in Katrina, is people were so numb to, we're having a hurricane. They have hurricanes all the time, that they didn't go anywhere when the people were saying, you've got to evacuate, you have to leave. Where am I going to go? I don't want to leave my house. I feel safer in my house. They should have gone. Okay, so let's look at the decks that I did pack. So this is always in my purse just because it's such a great, tiny, tiny, tiny little size, right? And this is Kelly Fitzgerald's Story in Color Lenormand. And this was a gift. I did a giveaway, not this past birthday, but the birthday before that, I think on my 59th birthday. Maybe my 60th, I'm not sure. But I gave away the Wild Unknown. I had a in the plastic, brand fresh, boxed version of the latest edition of the Wild Unknown, and I gave it away. And the lady sent me back this, I think it her name is Julie. I want to say Julie. Sent me back this hand crocheted pouch with this teeny tiny story in color with Lenormand, which I really did want this. I have the original regular size one. I love it. I took my Healing Waves because this is irreplaceable. I just saw, I think the Cedar Moon Witch got this. This was her unicorn deck. And I saw in the comments, it's other people's unicorn deck too. The Healing Waves. You can't get real ones without trading them or paying big money for them. And I'm really, really bonded to this deck. I made a really good trade with a really good friend. And so in part, it has that feeling to it. But, you know, living on an island too, you really get the... you need to have ocean decks when you live on an island because that is the feeling all the time. It's in a Moonlit Fade matching like busted ocean wood deck. I took my Revelation. This is the original printing of Revelation, but I took this one. Those are the backs. They're a little different because the other one, the bag is a little unwieldy. It's in like an antique pearl bag that matches it really well. But I love this one too. The colors are a little more subtle. This cardstock is slightly different. It's got a real nice swoosh and shuffle. I think what she said was the printer with that last edition had changed something, where the stuff they put on top of it was for some reason different. The colors are a little brighter, more saturated in that one, but I still love this one. This is the one that I used while I read the guidebook, so I'm pretty bonded to it. And this really cool Moonlit Fae bag tells you just exactly what you have, right? I took my Witchbone tarot, which I've been using. This may actually be my deck of the month. This one has such a good feeling too. It's the World, Seven of Cups, Temperance with all the elements, Judgment. One of my favorite books, Merlin books, is The Crystal Cave, and that really feels like it. This is, I don't have the Cursed Auguries, but I do have this one. And this one isn't as heebie-jeebie as Cursed Auguries. And this one has wolves in it. But it does get a little bloody. That looks like a poisonous flower, doesn't it? So that's my Witchbone. That one went with me. I mean, you've all seen it, right? But I saw it laying there and I thought, you know, the effort I put into this edging and this was an Indiegogo that I backed. It's the only Indiegogo that I ever backed. And I'd be so sad to lose this. It's a great RWS with unicorns. And if I'm stuck on a flooded island, it'd cheer me up, right? And then, of course, along the same lines, both Kittenchops decks. Now, Playful Heart is just so pretty. I could get it again. She's still printing them. She still has them for sale. But this is my Playful Heart deck. I've got all the extra oracle cards in it. And I like this slippery cardstock, and it's in the bag, and it's just, this is my Playful Heart. And then I just got this PipSpeak Marseilles, and I'm completely enchanted by it. I see now, you were all right. All the people that told me you got to get PipSpeak, correct. Can I just say, you were right. I was wrong. I needed this deck all along. I just love all these little people in here. And what else did I bring? Okay, all right, last one. This is my, and what would Endora do? And I was telling somebody, I think Masha, I had like a dramatic moment where I spilled coffee on this crocheted bag. So she's a little worse for wear. But even though the coffee got around here, it doesn't smell. It doesn't smell of coffee. And it didn't stick together or anything. But this is my fully trimmed Thoth. And this was my first deck. And so, in a way, it's irreplaceable. I mean, in a way, I could get another US Games green box deck and trim it again. But it wouldn't have all the vibes, right? The readings I have done with this deck. The people I sat on the bed and cried with this deck. The frustration, the aggravation, pleading with it. What do you mean? Yeah, so that's the last one. And yeah, I thought this is a moment that is worth videoing. And thank you for coming.